Don't worry. Bad against like that. You're going to pressure. You should accept the pressure and then move forward. And that's what we play.
Do you feel
this
perhaps the
name will not be changed? This team is still maintain Ghana FC. The change is still we still maintain Ghana FC. So the people of Ghana, including myself, all of us from Ghana, will play football here. Somebody. Let my folk get better. You see me on the field. You see some of them. You will see what they do. You get defender them. Then they play.
Everything that was not sold. But who got the rumor that George we are told because didn't want Chester? The rumor that indiscipline and indiscipline started from that Chester. When we try to still discipline the team, where Oliver McCall, Prince D, when we want to trap them, up to 3 o'clock in the morning, people were calling. You put it on the field that time, and then they came when they say you must come. That time, Charlie said you must play. Do you remember? We come 5, and God was testing our being. Our home, our best, I let them come. Jerry went from a physical call for the call me, told me, Jerry. But baby, let it go play. Because I don't go to your video chatting. So let people play. And one play, 1-5-1. Okay. We went to Basel, we get 1-0. On that game now, it's just imagine the night before the Ghana game, you are called a prayer crew. In the room praying. Now you go watch your football. It's going on.
A game that should long since have been put to bed, but wasn't. Here is Tisdale. He looks the most dangerous player on the park. Now the shot again. Oh my word! Can you believe it? Sangare has scored, and it's 2-2, and it's pandemonium. Mohamed Sangare, the man who plays for Accrington Stanley in the lower leagues in England, has found the shot that beats Ronwen Williams, who just moments earlier had made an outstanding save. It's his second goal in his 8th appearance for Liberia, and the score is 2-2. And this group is alive.
More than 1 hour, we are here waiting. We are here to tell the boys for LFA, because I want to do anything to allow us eat. We are frustrated. LFA is nothing. They are zero. More than 1 hour, we are here waiting. We are here to tell the boys for LFA, because I want to do anything to allow us eat. We are frustrated. LFA is nothing. They are zero. More than 1 hour, we are here waiting. We are here to tell the boys for LFA, because I want to do anything to allow us eat. We are frustrated. LFA is nothing. They are zero. More than 1 hour, we are here waiting. We are here to tell the boys for LFA, because I want to do anything to allow us eat. We are frustrated. LFA is nothing. They are zero.
It is good to be back in the driving seat on the weekend sports. What a way to welcome you to Liberia Fascinating Sports Program. This is the first edition in the year 2026. Today is the 3rd day in the month of January. We'd love to say Happy New Year to all of you, our followers. Thank God we all made it. We crossed over. We are into 2026. 2025 was a joyous time. We had some enjoyable time in 2025, even though we had some racket time, but we all enjoyed 2025. That's why God spared our life to see 2026. So we are here. This time, it is the weekend sports. This and every Saturday, we come here, we talk about sports, we talk about what is happening in Liberia, and then we'll cross across the continent, we'll go to Europe, we'll talk about what is happening in other part of the world. World football is at the epicenter. But in Liberia, we try to put some of the happenings on the spotlight to inform Liberians what is happening. It is the weekend sports, it is Saturday, it is the National County Sports Meet Day across Liberia. Precisely, the games will be held at the SKD Sports Complex. We refer to that area as the examination hall of Liberian football. When country comes here, it is where we carry them to examine them, to know if they are fit to play other countries across the continent of Africa, maybe across the world. It is the weekend sports. Today, I'll be playing host to former Liberian international, former player of Black Star, a popular speaker, Mr. Civicus Barsi-Giah, who will be my guest this afternoon on the weekend sports in 2026. For the very first time, Barsi-Giah will talk to us. I'm told Mr. Barsi-Giah is stuck in the traffic, so we're picking up via phone for the next 1 hour. He will be here in via phone. We will discuss lengthily on the weekend sports. What are some of the things Barsi-Giah want to say to us? That he asked us that he want to appear on the Freedom Weekend Sports with me to talk more about Liberian football, to talk about himself. The 2026 election is just around the corner. Maybe Barsi-Giah want to tap into what is happening or what he foreseed ahead of the April Congress that will see the incumbent Mustafa Raji. Maybe you go on a post, or you have a challenger like Anthony and Joseph Howard said. 2026 election will not be a web ballot election. He said there will be a candidate going against the incumbent. We'll talk to Civicus Barsi-Giah. We'll talk about other things happening across Liberia. But the county sports meet, the games are taking place now in the kickball category at the SKD Sports Complex. We hope we can get in contact with some of our colleagues who are there to feed us in with the latest happening. But we will draw you through with the features for today and on tomorrow and how it look like, counties who are in, counties who are out. And you all know that Lofa County got thrown out yesterday from the competition. Now go for a break. When we come back, we talk more on the weekend sports with me, Thomas Kojo Rolak. This happened every Saturday right here on the weekend sports. So it is good to be back on the weekend sports. Let you know what is happening in the kickball category. Grand Crew County versus Grand Basso, and Bon County will face Nima by 2 p.m. That will be on Sunday in kickball. That's the kickball draw I'm telling you about on Sunday in the kickball. Grand Crew versus Grand Basso, Bon County versus Nima. That's Sunday activities. Let you know with what is going to happen on today. I know for sure in football, I can run you through with the features in football. Today, the first kickoff will be between Nima County and that of Bon County. That feature used to be a tough feature years ago when I was following county sports, or when I was coming up as a kid. That feature used to be a very tough feature. When you have Bon County and Nima, because you know they are following counties. So when they are meeting, you have to pass through Bon to go to Nima. When you come in from Nima, you have to pass through Bon to come to Monrovia. So that feature used to be a very tense one. Maybe we'll see the toughness of that feature once again today. But somebody will say tough when you see Nima County coming. The less of Gogoba Yanyanze. When Yanyanze bridging the stakes, you know that Nima County mean business. When Bon County coming, the less of Joseph Mento, the less of other players. What is the name of this guy? I'm forgetting this famous player who captain Ponkante 2008. We used to call him Raul Perez. I'm struggling to get a real name, but he was good. When they during that time, when they stepping on the pitch to represent Ponkante, you know it's going to be a tough feature between Bon and Nima. But this time we have John Johnson, who plays for MPA Angor, scoring goals from left to right. He netted 10 goals in the second division league for the first phase. He has scored 2 goals so far for Ponkante. He will be leading the Ponkante team. The likes of Zese Piwi, who plays for Watanga Football Club, they will be leading Ponkante. When it comes to Nima, you get just ICA. If for FC Facel, yeah, going to the national team camp, you get a less of James Tapper. They call him can't be Messi. James Tapper. It's a household name. He'll be right there representing Nima Kante. So it becomes a tough feature on today. Let's see it. And then this is it. Green Crew County, who qualified on the final day with 5 points, will be hosting Green Kidmont County. You know, Kidmont had a long road of okay. In River G will be hosting Kidmont. Pardon me, River G will be hosting Kidmont today. And you know, Kidmont came with the long road of this protest issue from one point to another, from another point to another, until finally on yesterday, they got the blue light or the green light to qualify to the quarterfinal stage of the competition to face River G. And they are in a group who will bring you the full pairing of that group and let you know all of the happenings. But this is the weekend sports. On yesterday, there was a training news. If you don't know, on yesterday, there was a training news that official of the Football Association had to debunk of late. You know, the LFA election is coming up. So those of you who are following, let me remind you that 2026 is the year. Either we continue with the current leadership we have at the Football Association headed by Mustafa Raji, or football stakeholders gather and go and make a decision to change the president. Some are saying the president has failed when it comes to getting the results for the national team. The National League, the clubs there are not performing when it comes to international competition, CAF and that of the CAF Confederation Cup. The women's league, their champions go to the competition, they fail to qualify. Some are saying the fault is on the president of the Football Association. He should not be given a third term. He should leave. While supporters of the president are pointing to infrastructure development, are pointing to many pitches being constructed through FIFA funds, because you know FIFA, every nation on FIFA at about this time benefiting. While Liberia benefiting, Sierra Leone benefiting, Ghana benefiting, Nigeria benefiting. FIFA funds, FIFA projects taking place. Some are pointing to the infrastructure development under the leadership of Mustafa Raji. That's why he should be given a third term. Why? The likes of Emma Glasgow, Jean Nimini, and others are saying, hey, listen, it's not just about this project, because anybody can become president, and these projects will come to Liberia because these are FIFA projects. FIFA forced to have or to carry on these projects in their member countries. But what can you do? Can you bring a better sponsorship? It is some of the things they're raising. The national team isn't performing. Fans have turned their back to the National League. Even on the national team, when Liberia is being paired again, in a country you go there, the fee very empty. It is some of the reasons why they are calling for change. Who are they bringing? I don't know. But there are a few names popping up. My work as a journalist is to sit behind the microphone and inform you, the listeners, what is happening out there. So yesterday, a news broke up that, you know, first before I get to that news, there is this news about proposal. Other guys, the less of Jeans Nimini, Emma Glasgow, I'm struggling to get the name of this guy, the president of FC Fast, Mr. Kasia Kuo, and others. You know, Kasia want to contest, and other things are happening. So the guys decided to send in a proposal. What I listened to Anthony Joseph Howell on the radio on Prime during this week. And I read through the proposal, the 13 counts. Some of those things the guys are talking about, it makes sense. Oh, it makes sense. I read them thoroughly. Some of those things make sense. Some of those things they are raising make sense. It could even benefit the current leadership. Yes. And it will even benefit when those things are passed, when they are voted for. Those things will benefit leadership to come. It's not just about the current leadership. It's not just about Mr. Casio want to become president, because that's the news I'm hearing. It's not just about him want to become president. Or you be clear, I don't know. But it is what it is. So they presented a proposal supported by 5 clubs. Shatter FC, the Shatter Angels. You have the list of determined girls. You have senior female professionals. You have Needy Warriors, Jubilee Football Club. Yeah, 5. But there are 25 other people who signed. They are not endorsing. The total number of people who signed that list are 25. But from the 25, only 5 agree that they want the constitution of the Football Association to be amended. But the other 20 are saying they want to have a setting, they want to set down a listing. The one will be shared by those 5 clubs if it makes sense for them to vote upon it. They presented it 25 during the course of this week. We are hearing news that it collapsed. So yesterday, news broke out wild on social media. The good thing about this, our football now, social media is very involved. And news broke out that an allegation broke out that the president of the Football Association is dashing out 1,000 US to clubs to call and say, oh, it is an allegation. I don't have proof to it. It is an allegation that clubs, the president calling clubs, giving them 1,000 US. Go, son. And no, I mean, say when you go there, oh, the thing account don't sound. Oh, okay, write a letter. When the letter come to us, then you will say you did not sign. So some of the clubs are putting up. I'm told the list of GDFC pulled out from the 25 I saw. The list of it is alleged that Ria Munja wrote a letter to the Football Association that they didn't sign, and lots of things. So the president office, through its media manager, spoke with one of our colleagues from the Liberian Sport International, because it was Liberian Sport International where everybody went to. So they broke the news, and then the Football Association spoke that, well, the news is false and misleading. I saw the post. One time in the morning is up, in the afternoon the post is down, but it's trending. It is trending. But it is what it is. We will see many of these things until the election is held. But this is it, folks. 2026 election. We are in 2026 now. We're counting April. April is right next door. We are counting few months now to the election. What is going to happen is going to be a big one. It's a big deal. Either we change leadership or we continue. Journalists who do not have voting right, our work is to report what the newsmakers are doing and to be balanced, fair, and credible. Yes. Yeah, posted on my Facebook page. I told you, because for me, I can investigate. I've been investigating one other thing happening to District 17 football club. That the president of the Football Association, Rajiv bought 80% in the club. I've been investigating because I've been hearing it until I decided to investigate. And my investigation proved me right. The same way I launched an investigation into the US 12,000 that was given to Christopher Hills from the two racing sectors of Liberia. He's the awards committee chair of the Football Association. That 12,000 was given him. For long, he kept that money without any information or informing the media or hosting the program for over 1 year plus. Have to dig into it. Thanks to Mr. Emek in Stage Glasgow, who broke the information out in one of our football chat rooms that prompted me to launch an investigation. And when I did that, we realized that the program was not here. The money was given until Finally, Football Association said the program is going to be here in December. December has passed. They later changed it to January now, but they are not setting up for the meantime in January. So I posted, or I told you I'm going to investigate what is happening. I investigated what is happening in District 72 Football Club. Now I posted that I will investigate. I'm hearing news about Mr. Kaseko with other clubs and other stuff. I will investigate it fully. I will investigate it. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to our guest. Mr. Civicus Barsi-Giah is our guest. So let's take a break to be back. When we come back, we'll talk to our guest shortly. So welcome back to the Weekend Sports. Let me inform you why the Weekend Sports is ongoing. You can be making some money right in the building. So all you have to do is to play the cash giveaway, and when you play the cash giveaway, you stand to win 7,500, 10,000, 15,000. All you have to do is that *255*1#1
documents. We did those things. He even told us that there was a very big body out there that the FIFA acknowledged, and our player union would like to be a part. And then he asked me to get involved very actively with. And surprisingly, he hijacked the player union, never inducted the player union, only to hear recently he sent seven to Morris to go to represent the players union. And that's what we call a hijack. He has no authority to do so. And I think that's why some of these institutions don't get the very attention they are looking for.
But so again, are you aware that Raji is the president of the Football Association? Maybe he has the power to supersede that.
Now, being the player of the Football Association does not give you overwhelming authority over everything.
Okay.
Football.
Okay.
So the players union, which is the Liberal Football Player Association, as you want us to associate with it, is not on his entire jurisdiction.
Okay.
It's been managed by a group of people, former player or those who like football, and then that is like so when someone say how do we call it, auxiliary? Maybe that's the right word. Sometimes you want to say it's a sub-institution, under the football player, like a football a player union, and the association is a whole different branch, but they work in the atmosphere or LFA. Now, LFA is supposed to coordinate with them when it comes to those other activities, because they are not normal soccer players. They're not playing officially anymore, but they're elite. They all work together and for a particular function.
Do you now intend? Do you intend to challenge the decision of the president to appoint Savannah Morris?
It's challenged already. We will write some documents to the relevant authorities so that we can report Mustafa's position, and we will report Mustafa's actions the other day. We will let the world body know that Mustafa was very apprehensive and us who funded the institution, and the world body will responsibility and custody of what had happened, and they will request him to give reasons why he did so, and then he will be questioned.
In Barsi-Giah, Raji used to be a very good friend. You are one of those who championed the cause of Raji taking the presidency. Why are you now going gutters with him from chat rooms to the radio?
You see the way I have conversation in this country where we all live today. And sometimes people think I'm boasting, but I'm the 3-time most eloquent award winner in this country. And I have a whole lot of friends. And I don't want us to use the word water. If you say, why are you differing? Then I will agree with you.
Why are you differing with the man? Why are you differing with the man? You champions the cause for
Raji, and then because when you lead administratively, and you make mistakes that will harm people, it endangers an entire institution. That's what Raji is doing. Raji is not the sole authority of football. But there are too many people who have access to authorities and they have access to football. They love football. When you are given this, you don't take custody of the institution as it is in prison. And that's what I see him doing. Now Raji wants to manage soccer as if to say it is a chip that he's putting in a Bluetooth to play music. That's not how the football should be run in a respectful way, and everyone associated with football should be respected. Now Raji is making us to understand from his perspective that he knows everything about football. He's a founder of football, and he knows most about everything about football. He's the best administrator of football, which is not true at all. That's not true.
What did you see?
Because there were people leading football before he came. There were people managing football before he came. There were people managing football before he came around. Now, what I want us to know today, and the world to know, is that Mustafa was just the bravest of the guys amongst those who led to the actions of making sure that Musa ability did not return for the third term. That's what I want the world to know today. He was just the bravest. He was not the most sensitive, the best of the breeds that were together. He was not the top intellectual and the most administrative person. Let them know today.
William Arab Turbot. The coup against William Arab Turbot will give you a synopsis of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Now, may his soul rest in peace. William Arab Turbot, and may his soul rest in peace, Samuel Doe. Now, Samuel Doe was not the most powerful person in the midst of those who led the coup.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he was not. He was the bravest of those who led the coup. That's why they gave him the opportunity, because everyone got scared and inferior to take responsibility to become president.
Okay.
And Doe took responsibility to become president. You know, so during that period that Doe took responsibility to become president, everybody adhered to him. That's why Mustafa did. So when we led the revolution to stop Mustafa's ability from running for the third term, on this guy called Mustafa Raji was just the bravest of the people, ambitious enough, who wanted to take over. And we gave him the credence. He went on opposed 2 different times. It doesn't make him the best person in the country. It doesn't make him the most significant administrator in the country. He had the opportunity to lead the football body 2 different times.
Okay.
Whatever he had to do, he must have done it. He can't be hijacking everything. Let him know is that he needs to respect other people. He needs to respect other football lovers. He needs to respect authorities. He needs to respect people's ambition. He needs to respect people's views.
Okay.
But he doesn't. That alone tells how disrespectful he is.
How is the president not respecting the views of others?
No, he doesn't. I'm
How?
telling you, he hijacked the Liberian Football Player Association. That is disrespectful. There are other institutions that I was a member of that he didn't respect at all. But there's some people who feel that he respected them. But we were both institutions for academicals. Not many times did we hear from Mustafa. We didn't even know what went on. Mustafa had a friend on that particular committee who the government appointed to youth and sports. Gray, his name was Gray.
Yeah.
Murphy Gray. And that was the only person he was talking to. That fellow never even held any meetings. He never even told us anything. He only went to Mustafa. They were having tournaments. They were doing anything they wanted to do. Now, this is not only about brotherhood. This is not for people who accommodate you. This is not for people who acknowledge you. This is also about people who want to coordinate, who want to cooperate, who want to perform a duty. But he didn't respect all of those. And I'm not speaking from any view of hate, envy, and jealousy. I'm speaking as a leadership expert who knows very well what leadership should look like. So when these very ineptitudes are practiced, we tell you straight in your face that your term is over, your tenures are over, and get home. Allow people to get involved.
I still want to
ask. On a football player union, then what are you thinking? Who are you anyway? You are the football player, you are LFA buff, but why you want to be controlling everything around here? So that doesn't make sense. I'm being honest.
Barsi-Giah,
to administration, my brother.
Barsi-Giah, I want to stick directly with the coming to power of Raji. You said Raji was the bravest person. You said Raji is not the best. What did you see into Raji yesterday that you're not seeing today? And moreover, you had a list of George Solo who are contesting. You had a list of Musa Shano who are vice president at that time contesting. Why didn't you choose between the 2 of them? But you supported Raji.
Let me give you a perspective. Now, Raji went on a post twice. I don't know if you registered that.
I know.
Right. Now, between those people, I just told you we led a revolution. Mustafa Raji was amongst us all who led the revolution.
Okay, you are part of these people.
Now, hold on, Kodio. Now, amongst those people who led the revolution, the rest of the other people were not ambitious like him. Okay. So because they weren't ambitious like him, he wasn't the most educated. So we'll talk about education. He wasn't even there at all. Now there were too many things done to keep him in a corridor, but he was the bravest. I gave you a scenario about brave people. Now when you become the bravest amongst your peers, now people think you can cover them. Then they will take you as a lead. So the rest of the other football teams and presidents and all the people say, oh, they do is the bravest. Remember, he was sponsored by Liska. Now, everyone also thought he was financially of a great consequence. So he also gave him that particular advantage. Now, so when you have financial consequence and then you're brave, combine those two forces, who never going to support such person? So he was part of it. Now, Raji is a passionate guy for soccer. It does not When people stay somewhere forever, they become dictator, they become complacent, they take ownership, and they think they are the sole proprietor of whatever they are leading.
Are you seeing dictatorship in Raji? You seeing dictatorship in Raji?
Yeah, now I just told you a couple of things happen to such people, right? I said when you speak, now when I'm speaking, because I'm familiar with almost all the words that we always like to use, so you got to watch how I lay premises.
Go ahead.
I said when you stay around forever, now you become a detective, get so complacent and ownership, and you think you are so proprietor. And that's why he's thinking. Musa Raji is thinking he's a sole proprietor. If you do business, if you do economics, and you get to know what we are sole. Now Musa does not think he's in partnership. Musa does not think there are other people who are shareholders in this entire football business. He thinks to himself he's an owner of football. He's an owner of LFA. He should be here forever. How dare him led a revolution against Musa's ability? Some of those revolutions that I led with my literature when I went to school in the States, in my third degree, I used to write every time, making sure that Musa ability listened and never went for the third term. Now that revolution was led by us. Mustafa Raji, Rochelle, Wuzin, we all led the revolution. That Musa should never ever think in his life to go for the third term. And that was a good mission. We achieved the mission. How is he coming back today because he said you heard us for the third term, so he will? How does that make sense to you? Is that a very good example of a leader?
But Barsi-Giah,
isn't that disrespectful of your own models?
Soken, it is right within the constitution of the Football Association that one can contest for the third time for the presidency. He's not breaking the constitution of the LFA. He's just following it.
Now listen, Kojo, I did not say he's breaking. I'm telling you, they have to craft those things. Were it there before? Why didn't Musa Berete run for the third term?
Berete stepped away because he thought maybe Berete thought the stakeholders were no more favoring him.
Hello?
Yes. Berete thought because you were not favored anymore by the stakeholders.
So are you saying that particular portion was in the Constitution that time when Musa was around? Are you saying so?
It is within it. Check it.
It is there now, but was that particular line ever there before?
So again, go ahead.
It wasn't there before. Now the same Musa ability who have done the same thing that Raji's done to make sure he enshrines that, so he has the advantage to run again. Now my point here is, rationally speaking, as a leader who led a particular revolution. Now, I'll give you another scenario, right? Now, that scenario will always be political because those are where most of the examples come from. Now, let's look at Charles Taylor, who led the fastest revolution ever in the history of the world. He brought the MPFL to our understanding and knowledge. We were told he was to lead the revolution and leave from here, not to stay here. He came and became president. Up to the time he was president, he was being terrorized until they took him to London. I'm just giving you that example. Now, I don't speak to establish ills against Charles Taylor. That's just a scenario. Now, why am I giving you that scenario? Raji and us led a revolution that no person, including Musa Berete, should run for the third term. Now, when he goes about to enshrine a particular line that will capacitate him, Raji, to run for the third term, then he's breaking and violating the revolutionary rules. That tells me that he does not have ethics. That tells me he's not a leader. That tells me he doesn't follow principles. That tells me he's not responsible. That tells me that he's not paying attention to revolutionary details. So Raji must give way and find somebody he can support, a sponsor to run. That's ethical. That's valuable leadership. That's disciplinary leadership. But to think about running, which is his right to do, it just tells us that he did not mean business. So why do we have to harass Musa's ability not to enshrine it into the Constitution, not to run for the third term? Why do we have to do that? So Raji isn't an ethical person.
So
he isn't someone who follows the particular leadership models that he wants others to follow.
So again, So again, do you want to contest the presidency? Do you want to contest against Raji? You're speaking as someone who want to contest.
I could contest. Remember, I've been president for clubs.
Okay.
I could. Remember, I've been on committees though, and I could. Now I have the legitimacy. Monday I will be 45 years old. I play soccer. The rules are there available. I played soccer. I played in Liberia's league against all my peers. I won the triple championship. Too many medals. I won the Hope Championship. I won a cup. I won the cup. I played. I was called on national team. I got advantages to go towards the presidency.
Okay.
I have good human relations. I can move towards many people and talk to them. They will see that very reasonable self. And I'm a calm, hard person. I'm able to talk football. I'm able to reach out. I have a big network. I'm a well-traveled footballer, well-traveled academic. So it's easy for me to run. I cannot just sit right now and tell you I will be running. What I'm trying to preach all these disciplinary leadership modules and principles of leadership. Now, when you go into leadership practice and theory, they will tell you principles. Now, when this man violates these principles, though he has a legitimacy to run, this man does not have respect for himself. He does not have respect for others. That's what I'm saying here. Now, the man is hijacking the football player union. That's not respect for himself. That's not respect for us all.
The
now,
stakeholder
he does not get to the presidency because he's the best.
Okay. The stakeholder.
Very structured.
Go ahead.
Just giving an opportunity because he was the bravest. That's what I'm telling you here.
So
you cannot stand before me and tell me say he was made president because he's smarter than everyone in Liberia. He's smarter than all the footballers. He's not. But listen, here is the guy who was playing for national team, but going to Cottington.
Okay.
Isn't that a smart fellow, but simple in football? Do you know how many people in soccer arena are very smart? But they still give him a chance. Why did they give him a chance? They saw passion in him. They saw the man anxious. They saw the man ambitious. They saw the man in power with.
So again, don't you think this time you should be preaching your message to the stakeholders who have the power? They have the stake in their hands to make the necessary change in April.
If anyone listening to me, and then stakeholder listening to me, and then team president listening to me, and then football lover listening. These ethical principles I'm preaching, and they listen to Mustafa Raji, and they follow the revolution we led against ability. That this fellow, Mustafa Raji, don't qualify to run for the third term because he protected that particular line, but he still isn't qualified because he's principles. So disciplinary leadership principles. He violated leadership modules. Because if you come out here and tell us that there should be no one running for third term, but because you think now you have enjoyed the funding of LFA football, the funding of FIFA money, you have enjoyed the fantasy in football, the fantasy in FIFA, and you think you are surplus to yourself now, and the most powerful person, and you want to run and run and run, you soon see that fellow talking about fourth term. That's how we grow hooligans. That's how we grow people who don't mean well for leadership. Football, if you are leading football and you cannot respect each person, you cannot respect stakeholders, you go on the radio and disrespect stakeholders, you call their names, you say all kinds of words to them, and you create provocation, you are not ready to lead. You shouldn't be talking about 13. An unopposed person who never competed before, he's never measured arm before, he never measured shoulders before, he's never sat and debated his platform before, he's never won basically because he has competed with someone. All he's done all his life is to sit and lay back and enjoy the fun of football. So 2 times he should be out of here, guiding somebody, saying he's done well, guide somebody to the presidency. That's the points we are preaching. So anyone listening to me will evaluate my points. If the kids understand, they will listen to it over and over. If they still don't understand, they will call me on my phone, and I can sit with them and explain to them that this guy, Mustafa Raji, has played his part. He should never ever be thinking about running again. So he led a massive revolution against Musa ability that he should never ever run for the third term. How unethical could that be coming back to run for third term? Is he eating his own words?
If Sokin is not on the ballot for the April election, will you mind throwing your weight behind a specific candidate? If not, because that candidate would be Rajiv.
I've heard that Kaseko will be running. And so
how do you know that Kaseko?
Kaseko is a familiar name in football. Now, I will be telling you from my perspective.
Okay.
It's a familiar name in soccer. Kase has been running football from the time he emerged into soccer. It comes from Ghana and get into the. Imagine he grew a team from the nowhere, which is like a 0 division third full, and he migrated. And then he came to a player, matriculated in the National League, won the National League, took his team to CAF Continental, and they performed very well. He's been able to pay players in a category where very, very, very laudable. He's been able to accommodate players, give them the credence they need. So now, if anyone can do that, outside any other things that they may have done, then they must have a chance. And there are other people who are big stakeholders in football. They might decide to run. But I know that there is a particular who's come on the free now. God manager got the soccer team called Calon, took it from relegation, took it to the top level, and they just going to imagine taking a team from relegation, the team in the tournament, won the league, took them straight to training camp in Egypt, brought them back, went for big competitions abroad. Now this is where we leadership experts look. We look at these categories. We catalog them. Now what we do next is to analyze them. After those periods, they will give a particular predictive analysis. Such person is capable of leading the LFA.
He might
There's
be
no singular person to lead LFA. There must be passionate, ambitious, and compassionate people to lead the LFA. Don't hijack the LFA, Raji. That's not your property.
Cassio, like you said, Cassio, he must have the powers to lead the LFA in the best way. But some of the stakeholders are concerned about his track records. He fell in trouble the last time in the USA. Are you not looking into that too?
I follow that news. Now, you say in the USA, but did he fall in trouble in Liberia? Did he fall in trouble with the LFA? Did he fall in trouble with the football body? Now, listen, we need to be analytical when we are speaking. We don't need to put our thoughts into trouble. When you put your thoughts into trouble, you are endangering yourself because your thoughts will haunt you tomorrow. Did he get into trouble with the football body? Did he get into trouble with the LFA football body? Did he get into...
It is the track record people following. Some of the stakeholders are following the track record.
I want you to listen to me. In the place called America, now people get in trouble. In fact, the current president of America was being indicted as a felon. Now, I don't intend to go into the American culture, the politics, the history. I'm just giving you a scenario because that's how I like to speak. But he's the president. Now, when you come to Liberia and say someone got in trouble in America, the president served a term. The president been released to go about doing whatever he or she wants to do. It's called a free man.
Okay.
Now, that person being called a free man makes him a legitimate citizen to his country. Now, that person has the basic right to live, to move, to go to school, to go do anything, to work. He has the right to lead his ambition. Now, why would someone be stopped from doing anything because he has a trial record? What kind of trial record? Is a trial record punishable? Yes. Was it punished? Yes. Is he a free man? Yes. So why are we going back to that record? Like God will tell you, now when you repent, you are forgiven. When someone gets forgiven, do we go back telling the person saying you're going to jail because the thing you did? No. You're not going to come and speak. You're not speaking to your entity because the thing you did? No. The things are past. In the Bible, for some of you who into the deep theology, they say the old things are passed away. Now everything has become new. And that's what they say.
But it is stuck right within the constitution of the Football Association. Whoever shall have been found guilty shall not contest the presidency. Are you not reading that line also, Soken?
Let's go back to whomever have been found guilty. It's still ambiguous here. Because when you say whoever have been found guilty, and what next did it say?
You will not contest.
Is that clarity in the guilty? You ever have been found guilty? Guilty way. Did you read that line well?
Guilty in Liberia? Guilty all of Liberia? No, guilty in Liberia? Guilty all of Liberia?
There's a word called ambiguity in legality. When you have the word ambiguity in legality, you are troubling yourself again. Now, when you say whoever, I'm not a lawyer.
I know.
I did business law when I was doing my secondary writing with master and cum laude in the U.S. and Eastern Palestine University.
Go ahead,
I'm not a legal practitioner. But when you say whoever, and if those are the exact lines, verbatim, whoever shall have been found guilty should not ever participate. Is that what it says? Is that all about it?
president,
Now,
vice president,
I'm about to
executive committee
question you,
members.
I'm about to question you, question those who wrote it.
No question those who wrote it.
Yes, I'm questioning you and those who created that particular line and Raji. Now, when you say whoever been found guilty, whoever been found guilty where? Now we got to be sensitive to words and their usage. Found guilty where?
Of a crime, a felon.
Yeah, I agree. But where?
Liberia, USA, any part of the world.
But that's ambiguity, my brother. When you have unspecific references in conversation, it's ambiguity. You can't say found guilty. Found guilty where? I'm a student of language art. I'm good at literature. I'm very good at speaking and writing. You can't come to me and say found guilty. Found guilty where? Where are we supposed to get this person found guilty? Found guilty in Secretary, found guilty anywhere in Liberia, in the boundaries. Now, when you say found guilty in any boundaries in the Republic of Liberia, or found guilty anywhere in the world, including Liberia, you are specific. Come on now. You can't be talking to me, somebody familiar with words in English, and you come and lecture me. You can't lecture me on the word like found guilty and cannot. Found guilty where? Where is the person must be found guilty to not participate in LFA foundings? As Rajiv, he was also told he didn't finish high school. How did he get to the LFA presidency?
The Constitution was amended.
Did they beat the system for him?
The Constitution was amended.
Oh, you keep amending the Constitution to accommodate Raji. You cannot amend the Constitution to accommodate other passionate leaders. Is that what we call leadership? Isn't this bias? Now let the football stakeholders know today that we cannot leave football in a way where people hijack it. I keep mentioning the word hijack. This is not the place where you come and take things in custody. When you come and hijack and take things in custody, you try to own it. And so the project like a business firm you're running, and you decide whatever happened in a business firm, and nobody has the voice, then you become criminal. Do everything, and nobody knows what you're doing, and those things you're doing might not even be correct and mischievous. You can be considered corrupt.
We are hosting.
And that's what Rajiv needs to be looking at. Rajiv must make reports of everything he does. Rajiv must tell the world what it is he wants to run for the third term. He must be telling us what did he do, what he did not do, and why is he coming back.
Let me say you building stadiums. Let me say you building stadiums.
How did he lead the revolution? Before not running. Why did he, Rajiv, lead a revolution against Musa Belete? Musa Belete was doing what he considered well. You think by building stadiums and you say it's well, okay. Musa Belete will tell you other things that he did that was being considered well. He wanted to run for the third term. People always have things undone. I'm telling you, the world has never been occupied with one person doing everything.
Okay.
People have always had things undone and walked away. People will fill in the gap and continue from there. You don't have to do everything. So when he does not complete all the other students in the third term, so he's going to come back now. Baby mothers who play soccer should be taking salary. We want to include that in the Constitution. I'm putting back up.
So can that leave you? So can that leave it there? We'll go to the line. Let's go to the line. We are playing host to former Liberian international, a public speaker, former player of Liberia Black Stars. So can Civicus Barsi-Giah. He's our guest this afternoon on the Freedom Weekend Sports. Call us on 077-6104-104, 077-6104-104, 086-500-104. You call, you be part of the Freedom Weekend Sports right here on Freedom 87.9. We're playing host to Civicus Barsi-Giah. Barsi-Giah is a former player of the national team of Liberia. He has been providing us some information. Let's go to the line. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kojo.
Your name and where have you joined us from?
My name is Joseph.
Welcome.
I think I got one question for him.
Go ahead.
For Rajiv to not contest for the third term, it is still in the Constitution. My question to him.
No, the message it is the right of Rajiv to contest for the third time. It is within the Constitution. He's not against that. He's not against what the Constitution says. Let's go to this person. Hello. Your name and where have you joined us from?
Good afternoon. My name is Ramon Jala, and I'm from New Georgia.
Welcome, Jala.
So, Kojo, it's office in our local parliament that they put obtain some advance or when to leave the stage.
Okay.
It made no sense for Musa Raji to be telling us in our brain that he's the only expert of football and the only person who knows about football. We are asking Raji to get the LFA football and give chance.
Okay.
Possibly Nigeria, the Kaseku and others to come and fill in the space of the LFA. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Call us on 0776104104. 0776104104, 086-500-104. You'll be live on the weekend sports with me, Thomas Relax. Barsi-Giah is my guest. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, Nime, where you join us from?
Thank you very much. My name is Julius Andrew. I'm calling from Louisiana Township.
Welcome, Andrew. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. Let me say thank you to your studio guests too. I follow you guys religiously, and yes, let's talk about the issue of ambiguity. If your hair state to instead or cross within the garden that we got people, then you gotta do diligence, because if you just leave it open at that that where at what point in time you want to wish to reproduce that when this guy set the punishment, then he was a little relief. So if you want to be very specific to the point,
okay. 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 Thank you. Let me speak this person. Your name and where have you joined the weekend sports from?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Tori, calling from Dwazon.
Welcome.
But brother, I'm so disappointed in your guest to be saying another thing.
Why are you disappointed?
Because if you see some of the things that Raji have done, you appreciate it, but you can't be talking at that. Raji has done extremely well.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
See the youth program, youth 12, youth 15.
Are you aware that there are many youth programs in Nigeria and Ghana, Benin, and Liberia? But on the national team field, the people change the every president. Are you aware about that?
My brother, Raji has done extremely well, and he will go for the third term.
Thank you very much. Like at this person right here, this side of the line. So again, it is interesting. Like at this person. Yeah, Nima, where have you joined us from?
Thank you very much. This is Kwame from Migare, and this afternoon I call you from the EW Bell.
Welcome.
Mr. Good afternoon to Civicus.
Okay.
You see, I expect people when they go on national discourse or on national platform or such, and to be fair to the discourse.
Okay.
We are not talking about being eloquent here. We are talking about what is supposed to be done whenever it is right to be done.
Okay.
That's what we are talking about here. Now, Raji, the first thing we should establish here as to whether the constitution of the LFA gave Raji the right to contest for the
It does. It does.
Okay. If it gave Raji the right to contest for the third term, then Raji can.
Okay. Thank you. Let's use this person right here. This person on my back. Mina, where have you joined us from? Do justice to Mina. Yeah, you walk away from the radio, you switch it off, please. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to know about why is dying Raji down in the
The mayor explain all the reasons why Raji should not contest for the third time, my man. Then you still asking. Let me get the person. Yeah, Nima, where you join us from? Yeah, Nima, where you join us from? Welcome. I man envying Raji, my man. I love when people. How is so can envying Raji? The man and Raji not. Yeah, Nima, where you join us from? Yeah.
Our speech, and then you cut me off.
No, don't lie on me. Don't lie on me, please. I didn't cut you off. If your money finish, say or the network.
That was harsh.
Yeah, but you lying on me. Don't say I cut you off.
Yeah, so as I was saying, right? So once Raji has the constitutional right to contest for the third term, he should contest. Another thing there is those that want to contest with Raji, let them be able to sell themselves as to what they are coming to do to the Liberia, Football Association.
Thank you.
Another third thing there, can you allow me learn?
Mama, go ahead. At time,
Yeah, okay. Another third thing there is my own brother Civicus cannot convince us to say that because the Constitution say once you are found guilty, you shouldn't contest. So it means it should be a specific area where you will be found guilty. No,
I come here. Wait, let me correct you. Let me correct you. Excuse me. Let me correct you.
That you steal.
Mama, you now want me to speak to?
Yeah, go
Article 21K of the Liberian Constitution says, whenever one person is found guilty, you serve your punishment, you come back, you become a free man in society. And the Constitution of Liberia says no other law can go contrary to the laws of the country. The law of the country supersedes all organizations, small constitution in the game. Are you aware about that? Thank you. Let me leave you. What of time? Barsi-Giah, you listen to the callers.
Yeah. I think the callers are talking almost the same talking points I made.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to always listen to that. I never been on the radio for a while. But the thing is, it's very interesting. I never tried to get on the radio.
Okay.
But I have to get involved because it is our business to guide these folks.
Okay.
Now I made these very key points that I want people to listen to and not to get distracted. Now I said this Mustafa Raji led a revolution against Musa ability never ever to run for a third term. That's why they need to register. They can get a pin sheet and write it down. Now, I was part of that revolution that stopped Musa ability to run for the third term. There was nothing that was involved in that constitution that indicated that you can run for the third term.
Okay.
It would have been done in Congress. They would have met and decided to do so. But we had to stop and block the fellow from doing so. Now, Mustafa comes to power and inculcated that particular line, enshrined that line into the constitution, capacitating him who.
I will have to check that. I will have to check.
You need to check. Because if Musa had the custody to do so, you are wrong. Nobody would start Musa if they were written there before him, before these things. I tend to be corrected. Musa ability was run for the third term. You couldn't stop it if it were in the constitution. Think about the rationalization. You couldn't stop somebody say don't run because your mouth say it. No, it was not written.
I will cross check. I will cross check with that.
Well, cross check it, and if you correct me, that will be fine.
Okay.
Well, if you let somebody, and if it were there again, I'll bring you another point. While you are cross checking, if it were there, what business do we have to lead the revolution to stop Bility from running? Now, if we had a business to lead Bility from running, business that Mustafa Raji had, that we all joined him, including Andy Kwame, to stop this man from running for the third term. If that were written there before, then that's the same business we have to do to stop him, Mustafa Raji, from running. Okay. All right? It's the same match 1 to match 1. Because if you stop this man from running, and if that were written before, and if it is there now, be running for the third term because of ethical reasons. Okay. The fact that you decide to run for the third term, it makes you unethical. It makes you have, indisciplinary or category of leadership. It makes you someone who does not even live by your word. It makes you of someone for people and respect yourself. Because if you led a revolution, stopping somebody from running for the third term, you come now. I can run for the third term because I got to finish your football fee. You are not the owner of the LFA. You are not responsible to finish everything here. The only person who got to finish everything on earth was God. And God has a business to do that. And we are supposed to be contributors, not to finish everything. So if he does not finish everything, by coincidence, he won the third term, he will come for fifth term. And the fifth term, that's how you become dictator. That's how you become complacent. That's how you feel ownership. That's how you feel so proprietor as a leader in a system. So I'm saying to you today, this dude, Mustafa Raji, is hijacking the LFA. Is hijacking the players' union. He's disrespecting himself today.
Let's go home, Barsi-Giah.
He's disrespecting other people, and he must, for example, today, step aside, find somebody to support, and get away from the Liberia Football Player Association, allow it to flow on its own. But there's a letter waiting for him out there. He will be confronted by us, and he will think for himself. He got to think now and think forever.
Let's go home, Barsi-Giah. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Your closing statement. 30 seconds, then we'll go home.
Now, I will let you tell stakeholders, my colleagues, and I will tell anyone who is passionate about football, ambitious enough, to go into football and face up with Raji. And let Raji know that he's not the owner of the LFA. Let Raji know today he is not a sole proprietor.
Okay.
This is not a business firm that he's produced. Let Raji know he's not a founder of the LFA. Let Raji know today he's not the only person who has access to the FIFA.
Okay, Barsi-Giah.
He doesn't own teammates as well. Football
Thank
players.
you so much, Civicus Barsi-Giah.
Today, and they should join us to stop this man from running for the third term like they did, or they should, if he will compel himself
Thank
to
you.
run, say, yeah.
Thank you, Barsi-Giah.
Every one person that have passion and ambition to run and face up with him so he can compete for the first time. Thank you for having me on the show, and let's all happy weekend to all stakeholders and all football lovers and the people of Liberia.
Thank you. That's the voice of Civicus Barsi-Giah, the tough talking Barsi-Giah. We have to go home. It is the weekend sports. When you have people like Civicus Barsi-Giah coming as a guest, you expect the discussion to be lengthy and enjoyable. We talk more. Liberian football will get better. My man at the FA can say Liberian football getting better. And it is. It will get better gradually, and after April, it will get better. Whoever wins, we will support you to the fullest. So indeed, our Liberian national team can return to big stage of football. I'm talking about the AFCON. And maybe we can chase our first ever appearance in the World Cup. Who knows? Kaseko has promised that he will take Liberia to the World Cup, the AFCON 2 times. Mustafa Raji is working. He want to get a third term. Maybe during a third term, Liberia will book whole place to the AFCON for the first time. Thomas Kojo Rolla is my name. My friend and brother Lazadi Wani has been here with me. And many thanks to Abraham Bibo Kamara. I'm going home. Bye-bye.